Well, good morning, fellow hikers. Here I am on the edge of Bighorn Creek out by the Yahatinda Ranch in western Alberta on the edge of Banff National Park. Today I'm going to attempt to climb Evangeline mountain and then cross over on a beautiful high mountain ridge and hit the Poplar mountain peak as well on my way back down. So it'll be kind of a loop I'm going to do today. It's going to be a high elevation gain with lots of beautiful scenery. And hopefully we'll see some wildlife at the same time. So come along, let's go for a hike and have a great day. Lots of history here, as you can see. Established in 1917. They raise all the horses for Parks Canada out here. Amazing story. In a beautiful country. Here we are. The start of the trail. You have a recreation area there. So let's get going. It's going to be a long, beautiful day of hiking with a perfect weather window. Yeah, so here's the trail heading up. Of course, there's a hill right off the bat just to get you warmed up, get the blood flowing, and all the leg muscles you're going to be using today. Just spectacular looking country here, right on the edge of the Rocky Mountains. Out there you're looking at the Red Deer River Valley. You can go through that valley and end up in Lake Louise, which is fantastic. But it's just gorgeous, gorgeous country all the way around. And then we get to see the falls, Bighorn Falls. Beautiful sight in this canyon here. Another view as we come up on top of the falls. And now we're at the very top of the falls. They drop down into that canyon. Very down ram. Bighorn Falls. Pretty impressive. Coming back out to another little viewpoint on the trail heading up. Looking out over the Bighorn Creek again. Now we're more into the trees now. Absolutely beautiful through here. The trail's well used at this point. Lots of people come up here and ride their horses up in here. Beautiful area for riding. So I can see why it's so popular for this part of the country. Hey bear. Hey bear. Of course, every once in a while, I'm gonna let out a little bit of noise there. This is a bear passing through the area and you don't want to surprise him. I carry bear spray with me and I have a whistle. And as a last resort, I have a good hunting knife on my hip. If it gets down to the hand-to-hand combat, which I hope I can't ever see happening, but you just have to be ready for it all and be prepared. Too many people go in the bush these days, not prepared. Not prepared to encounter bad weather, not to encounter a wild animal. Or just getting lost and then spending the night out here. You should always carry what they call the 10 essentials so that you can be prepared to spend the night, but also if it's really, you're going to have signals that will signal search and rescue personnel if they are searching for you, and it helps you to set up for that. So you always want to, I think you want to go light, a lightweight pack. Doesn't weigh that much to carry what you need. I mean, a poncho, space blanket, you can buy dollar store, Canadian Tire that sells them, and they're for emergency use. They weigh ounces or less. You just throw them in your pack. Make sure you got some bars. Ability to light a fire with a Bic lighter. Maybe some fire starter. Wax strips. Just a few things. If you are caught out here, might not be a comfortable night, but you'll survive. Hey bear! Hey bear! So I was coming down a ridge just above Carnarvon Lake, another beautiful hike in the Rockies in the Kananaskis. And I was looking at the lake. It was such a beautiful sight on an open ridge. Caught movement out of my eye. And here, beautiful grizzly walked out from the trees, probably 20 meters in front of me. Of course, I'm on an open ridge. And he just, I don't even know if he looked at me. He was intent on going somewhere. He went straight across this open ridge and dropped down. Of course, me fumbling with the camera, didn't get a shot of him. And I think back on that going, I went for the camera instead of the bear spray. What was that about? But anyway, it wasn't a no-worry situation and such a beautiful encounter. So he dropped down the ridge off. And right below that's the campground at the end of Carnarvon Lake. And there was lots of people camping there. So I roared down into the campground and said, there's a grizzly just came off that ridge. It looked like it was headed down this way. And I warned the campers to manage their food and be aware. But while I was doing that, the bear happened to just pass straight through. No one saw him. And then there's a trail across the Scree and Talus slope there on the one side of Carnarvon. That is the trail that makes it up to get from one end of the lake to the other. And I just caught a glimpse of the bear at the other end of the lake along the trail. And as I was doing that, somebody came walking back that had been fishing on the lake off that trail. And there was no way to go but on that trail. And he was down on the lake shore, which is about 3 meters off the trail. And that grizzly just stayed on that trail and walked right by him like there was nothing there. He was definitely intent on going somewhere. So then I got where he had dropped over the edge and down a very, very steep section where he used chains to get up to Carnarvon. And I ran into a couple ladies there. And I said, did you see that bear? And they said, yes, he ran. Showed me where he passed through the bush just off the trail. And that's a steep area, like he just went down that like there was nothing to it. And dropped down into the valley, and that was the last they saw of him. So I don't know where he was going, but he was heading for something. But anyway, there was no encounters other than watching him as he went by. But you always have to be aware, you never know where they are. So making some noise. Hey bear! Hey bear! Every once in a while, just lets them know you're around. And keep your head up, always looking around, because you never know. Just to show you the way all trails works. You can see I come to a junction on the trail. So I click on it, it shows me the green line is the route I traced when I was making this route. Shows me going to the left, so that takes me up to Evangeline mountain. This is a fantastic trail right now. Anyway, get us over to where we want to go. Might go like this all the way up, who knows? But it's great. Walking through this fantastic forest. And the pathway is great. So it's all good. Up to a nice road map here. There's the Poplar Ridge Trail. This would be up to the Evangeline Trail that takes us up here, and then I'm going to cut around here, drop down, and get back over to the truck. It's going to be a fantastic day. So we're coming down to the Bighorn Creek to make a creek crossing here. Oh, didn't really want to get my feet wet. Well, I found some stepping stones here to stop me from getting too wet. No problem there. Nice to have Gore-Tex boots, waterproof and breathable, so it really helps when you have to get into a little bit of water, as long as it doesn't go over the top. This is what you call a track trap. It's where tracks from animals of all sorts, when they walk through, leave a nice print. It looks like deer has walked through here recently. There might even be something else here. That looks like, hard to say, but could be wolf on top of that too. So deer and wolf tracks following the trail. Interesting. The trail seems to be following like a swath that was taken out of the bush here at one time. It's grown up quite a bit. I wonder what the purpose of this was. There's a beautiful view right up the Red Deer Valley there, right in that area. Starting to get up in elevation, so the views are getting better all the time. Came up through this meadow here. Wasn't too bad at all. Still some blue sky out there, which is good. Hopefully the weather will hold out for today. Well, there's some fairly fresh bear poop there. All the more reason to make sure you're making lots of noise in this thicker bush, because you never know. Hey, bear! Got off trail a little bit, so I got to do a bit of bushwhacking to get back. Got on the following a horse trail and I didn't pay attention to the notification that came across from all trails that I strayed off the trail. Anyway, it'll be up here just a little ways now. Just makes for an interesting walk through this dead falling. Well, according to all trails, I'm back on the trail again. And this is what it looks like. So it's going to be, there's a faint trail there. It's going to be an interesting little hike to get up to the alpine and get out of this mess. But looking forward to that. But right now I got to have a bite to eat. And I'm going to eat homemade energy balls. Got chocolate, chips in them, oatmeal, chia seed, raisins, coconut. Just a delicious little snack to have on the way up the mountain here. Well, you can see there's a faint trail that heads along this ridge here, so As long as there's something to follow, we should be okay. And using all trails to keep me on track. We'll see where this goes, but it's definitely not a well-traveled trail. So almost into bushwhacking territory, but at least there's something to follow. Well, all I can say is wow. If there ever was a trail here, it's long gone. Just bushwhacking now. Lots of deadfall. Forest fires, high winds over the years have made this a nightmare to hike through. There's definitely no real trail. Somebody must have made the route all by themselves. Of course, it gets put into all trails. You think it's a good one, and then here you are. Hopefully along this ridge here, it'll be a little more open. A bit of a trail anyway. Probably a game trail more than anything, but at least there's a bit of a trail. Getting up high there, look at that. I was looking over to Poplar Mountain. I hope you get over there later today. Once we can get up Evangeline. The sun comes out every once in a while, makes it kind of nice. At the same time, not too hot, which is good. Don't mind this at all. Like walking through a park compared to what I was going through down below. You almost don't need a trail now. Just stay on this ridge to get you up there. Nice walking. Be tough to give a recommendation on this one. For what you got to go through back there, and then how gorgeous and open it is up here. You know, there's still not much of a trail to follow. You kind of go on your own. Go out here and take a look. Wow, look at that. That's what I've been waiting to see. This is what makes it worthwhile getting up here. This kind of country. Just gorgeous. Message just came in on my inReach. InReach I wouldn't be without up here. It's my hiking buddy. If anything goes wrong, I've got immediate SOS. Or just to communicate back to people who worry. I don't know, everything's just going great. It's well worth it to have that peace of mind, especially when you're out here alone. Don't really need a trail anymore once you get up here. You stay on the ridges. Take you anywhere you want. Okay, summit. Evangeline. There's the foothills looking east. Sundry, Caroline are out there somewhere. No wind here on this side of that rock cairn. Notice it's got a canister in there. I might as well write my name in there. Whew. Get on this side, the wind's ready to... Okay. Nice to get some shelter behind these rocks on the ridge going down. I had to put gloves on because I got to do a bit of rock climbing, it looks like, to get out of here down to that ridge. You can see where the truck is there, where the shiny objects are. That's the recreation campground right beside where I'm parked, down there by the Red Deer River. Long way away from here. That's where I'm heading. It's over to Poplar Peak along this ridge. Then I'll probably not go to Eagle because it looks like we're going to run out of time, so I'll probably just take that ridge down, get back on the trail I came up on down the Bighorn Creek. See a sheep trail over there. Get on that, it'll make walking pretty easy along the top of that ridge. Stay down so the wind doesn't want to blow you right off the top of this crest. Oh, it's such a relief. Bit of a sheep trail here, as you can see, in the shale. But we're out of the wind on this side. Different world when there's no wind blowing. You're trying to blow you off the top of this ridge. Beautiful, rugged country. That sheep trail there, I'm going to follow it. And then out on Poplar Mountain and down. That's where I gotta go. And then down to the truck. Woohoo! Well, there's where I came from. More rugged than I thought. I'm Just starting to head up the ridge here to get to the peak for Poplar to drop down the other side and get back to the truck. What a stunning afternoon into evening it's become. Just glorious country. See the sheep trail I used down below there to get around. Sheep make things easy when you can find their trails. Nice to be out of the wind here. Oh, a little bit rugged, but at least there's no wind. Ah. One last assault here to the summit of Poplar Peak. Rugged looking peak. Rugged looking descent to get there. Shouldn't be too bad though. Here we are, Poplar Peak Summit. What an incredible day it's been. Well, this is a bit of a scramble for sure. Whew. At least we're out of the wind. Lots of hand and foothold, which makes it pretty good. Okay. Whew. That was a rugged beast. Hopefully we can just keep walking right along the top here. What do you think the chances of that are going to be? Pretty fluky, eh? Wild. Talk about a knife edge ridge here. It would hurt no matter which side you went down. So let's not do that. Get over there and we're laughing. Looks good so far. We're gonna make it. About to come up for a fire. Sit up here and watch the country. Well, it doesn't look like any trail going down, so I'll just get down to that meadow and see what it looks like from there. Hopefully there's a horse trail across it or a cow trail or something. Worried about that swamp out there, but I guess we'll see once we get down here a ways. At least it's easy going. Not a bunch of deadfall like I ran into going up on the other ridge. Got on some kind of a horse trail here. We'll see where it takes us. Looks like it's going in the right direction anyway. We're coming down into that big meadow now, so we should be joining up with the old trail that we took going up to Evangeline, and then back to the Bighorn Falls and down to the truck. Hard to believe that's where I was up there. Walked all the way along that ridge, down, followed the horse trail over. Beautiful, what a meadow. Just amazing. Natural meadow out in the middle of the wilderness. No animals though. Looks like there's some storm clouds building up there. That's probably what's coming in tomorrow for... Oh, we're just about out. I think we're coming up to the Bighorn Falls here pretty quick. Get back on the trail. Well, just about back of the truck. Couldn't have timed it much better as far as daylight. Those clouds aren't helping it either though with the darkness. Looks like there's a storm rolling in for tomorrow. Oh yeah, look at it all back there. Beautiful. Oh, there's a beautiful sight. See that truck? Whew. None too soon either with the approaching darkness. I got a headlamp, but glad I didn't have to use it. This camp set up over there. Horses, fire going under a shelter. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and enjoy more of my outdoor paddling and hiking adventures. Thank you for watching.